Pop another bottle, feel the people coming. Hey, hey. We got cheese left to the right. Hey, hey, girl. Hey, 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 hey. We got cheese left to the left. Hey, 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 hey. Feel the people coming. Hey, 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 ho, hey, hey, hey. Hey, so today I'm going to do the classic stream where I do a week review, and today I'm going to tweet it and I'm going to and what am I going to do? Okay, I tweeted it. So yeah, I'm going to do today. I'm going to do a stream where I talk about my week, and yeah, I do this every week in case you don't know, and I'm doing it today again. And essentially, I just sometimes I go and do something else, like have a topic in mind to discuss afterwards, but generally I just talk about, I always do that, like that's the constant, talking about my week. So yeah, I usually go up and look up, go open up Google Photos to see the photos, but I don't show every photo. I show some of them. So last Sunday I went to bed at 7:42 because yeah, it was like I had to wake up for Monday at, I'm not sure if I did a stream last week. I think I did, but yeah, I guess it was an afternoon stream or something like this because I went to bed at 7:42. I woke up at 3:49 a.m. and it was snowing actually. So I went to, it had snowed, sorry, during the night, and it was raining kind of. So I went to Steinhausen, if I recall correctly. Oh, by the way, I did this week, I've started a new thing, which is, yeah, I think it was in Ostbahnhof. It was normal Ostbahnhof shift or not. I could read it. No, it was Ostbahnhof because Steinhausen was on Thursday. So that had to be Ostbahnhof. I don't remember fully. I have it way more recollected because I knew this kind of thing would happen and that this live stream would not be enough. But yeah, I have it Well, I'm going to open up the stream somewhere in case someone actually comes in, so I can read chat. Okay. My fears were unfounded. So, yeah. Basically, yeah. We went to Dachau, if I recall correctly. We went to Ostbahnhof, to the Wendeanlage in Ostbahnhof. Then we coupled with another train in there. Well, it was a guy, Alexander. That was his name. He was German, and from Munich, but his family apparently no, but he knew Japanese, so that was kind of funny. And he kind of said some words in Japanese, etc. And yeah. Then that part was funny and interesting, and we went then afterwards to after coupling in this Wendeanlage. It was basically the whole day was Baureihe 24, so the old train that is there in Munich, here in Munich, sorry. And yeah, we did first a Vorbereitungsdienst. I think that was in Dachau already, and it was raining, and the guy had made a couple of mistakes or something, so he told me to go there and activate a key, and I did it, and I waited a little bit alone over there, but yeah. Then he completed the Vorbereitungsdienst, it's called, and we were done with it. Then we did a couple. He drove first from there to Dachau, and then from Dachau to another place. The first couple, the first moments or something, and then I took over, if I recall correctly, and we went to some other place, to basically the end of the line, Dachau Alto Münster, if I recall correctly. Then we had a pause there. Then we came back, and yeah, basically we ended in time. We did this kind of Alto Münster route a couple of times, if I recall correctly, but we didn't get to drive a lot, and we didn't have a lot of time in the 423, so the 423. And yeah, then I printed some things and ate dinner. Then afterwards, the next day, I don't know why I took pictures. I think since I'm moving this week, at the end of the week I'm moving, so this upcoming week. So I'm kind of taking pictures in case I ever want to have references pictures or something for the building I'm living in, etc. And as a last picture of these kind of things. And yeah, the next day was this kind of life hacks for you day. So it was a preparation day for kind of fear of tests, this kind of thing. So we were there, did some preparations or whatever. Then I went to the gym. Tuesday, probably one of the last days I'll go to the gym here. I taken some ass pictures and so on. Then had dinner. I think it was starting to snow that day as well, and I took a video. Yep, when I was in the gym, I saw that. Then Wednesday we had a day in we had a day in Steinhausen, this kind of preparation for kind of voice training, well, not voice training, but Ansage training. So something to you could say to prepare you, and kind of some tips to give messages, this kind of communication with the Fahrgäste, with the passengers. And it was a short thing, kind of kind of ridiculous, to be honest, in the sense that that the learnings that we had that were there, you could say, and it's a new way of saying things, etc. I'm not sure how positive that is for someone who doesn't speak German, right? Well, like we do. So in that sense, it was kind of like interesting to see. But the guy was cool, and let me pull up. It's this guy. And as you can see, I'm over here. And yeah, it was like we had a small part in the train, small part in class. He talked about some things, etc. And to be honest, like the guy was top. He had a cool vibe, and yeah, his way of communicating was great, right? So he was a communication teacher who actually knew how to communicate, which is cool. But yeah, what I said, right? We none of us are like native German speakers, so the advice he gives is like a little bit more oriented to like someone who is German. He don't get me wrong, like the way he taught his material, etc. Like he was there with us, and he knew that we weren't. So he kind of adjusted the things that he said to us, right? And in that sense, he was like top. But he also, you could tell that the material itself is better for someone who actually speaks German, right? Like to use more natural language, etc. It's like for us, we don't have a natural language in German. Our natural language is low key the language that the Deutsche Bahn has taught us. So to us, this kind of like Bahnsprache is actually our Sprache, right? We don't have a lot more German in us than that, and it's broken, right? So yeah, it's like we can't apply the teachings as well as maybe a native German could, right? And maybe the things that we could do, for example, say something in another language, wasn't mentioned, right? As a bonus or something like this, or said whether it matters or not. But yeah, it was still an interesting day and something new. So I'm glad we did it, and we had this kind of like class with this guy, and yeah, that was, how do you say, Wednesday. So yeah, and it was like as a day was interesting. A little bit of class during the day, a little bit of class inside a classroom, a little bit of like going out to the train and like speaking in the train using like the train's own systems to get a little bit more accustomed to it. So in that sense, and yeah, it does show you like it's different to speak to the mic, right, directly on the train than speaking to the speaking in your head, for example, or like creating a message in your head. It's different. So yeah, it was like a cool day, to be honest. Then I ate ramen. No, this is not ramen. This is gyudon. I made gyudon, which low-key looks pretty fire. Well, it doesn't look fire. It looks kind of lame, but it did taste really fire. as you can see here. But yeah, the gyudon was like made with frozen beef according to a tweet, and to the recipe that I got from a tweet. And that day ended kind of like soon because well, at 9 p.m., which was like later than I wanted to, but still kind of soon because the next day I had to wake up at 2:44. This is like the actual alarm from my day that day, which is low-key funny. And then yeah, we went with my classmates' vehicle to Steinhausen, and at 3:40 we had to be there. We found the guy in a Fiat 500 electric Fiat 500 waiting for us, low-key, but we saw him on the way there. We were there on time, blah blah blah. And yeah, that day was interesting. We were there so early. We had to do this kind of Zutring from like the south of Munich, bordering it from right to the east. This passing place, this Steinhausen depot to the passing, and then back into Hauptbahnhof Oben, so like the place where the normal trains go out, the regional ones. And from there, Wolfratshausen, go back, pause, Wolfratshausen, and then back again. And yeah, we had a pause in this Pausenraum from Hauptbahnhof. And it was cool. Snowy. To us, it didn't snow, but then it started actually like really snowing. And the next day was like all snowed up. And the next day, Friday, we were there in Steinhausen again, just doing some kind of app day, so just checking out applications and so on. Not super interesting, to be honest, and we didn't see anything new, just like Ries, a little bit like a reminder of it that some of us had already seen. And then I went to the gym because it was Friday, and then after the gym, in the gym, I noticed in the terrace of the gym that the snow was like all clean. So I wanted to take part in that. I wanted to break it, and I made 4 or 5 snowmen. Today I checked back again and it was locked, the door, so maybe they locked it because of me. But sometimes they lock it when it's windy. So yeah. Then that day I had ramen for dinner, apparently. With the gyudon, yeah, kind of like. I made ramen with the leftover dashi, and with so on, I made gyudon. Then yesterday I went ice skating. I don't know, I've been seeing a lot of these kind of Alisa Liu videos. I wanted also to make what I learned from Alisa Liu type video. Maybe I'll make it tomorrow if I'm feeling like I have things to do. Sorry that I've spoken all to this Angel's car, but yeah, I didn't want to show the pictures in case, I don't know. I mean, no one's seeing this anyway, and sometimes I've shown stuff, but yeah. I could show some old Ratshausen at least here, right? And yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll show also the snowman. These are the snowmen I built. Well, you can see my gym there, my gym self. And yeah, me with the snowman. What a chaos. Then yesterday I went ice skating. As I said, I was like with Alisa Liu. I don't know. I've been kind of like I've always, well, not always, but since I have tweets talking about Evgenia Medvedeva since like 2022 or 2023 or something like this, right? So I've kind of like enjoyed at least watching this kind of ice skating stuff. My mom, for example, she has always enjoyed it, I think. But to me, it didn't rub off into me or whatever, however you say it, until relatively recently. So yeah, these 3-4 years ago. But yeah, 3-4 years that I've been interested, right? And I guess 3-4 years ago were the past Olympics, right? And so since the past Olympics, I've been kind of like into it, and whenever I've seen something figure skating related, I've kind of liked it or whatever. So yeah. Then yesterday I also went to Muji to check out some stuff, but I didn't see anything. I called my mom and I checked out something, and yeah, and I made dinner. Well, I made some salad for dinner and then some mini pizzas, frozen mini pizzas, because I'm trying to get rid of the frozen stuff. And today I've gone again to this place, to the ice rink, and yeah, had some cool stuff. Sorry, and had some good time today. I also encountered a girl. She was wearing like a yellow jacket yesterday. Well, a girl more like, yeah, say 10 years more than me, or 15 maybe. Nah, not so many. Maybe 10 years more than me, something like 38, you could say, right? Yeah. And yeah, she was like skating around or whatever, kind of like doing figure skating, you could say, but practicing also. But she was obviously at a much higher level than me. But she wasn't like these young, super young girls that are like doing mega flips or whatever. She was like more chilled, kind of slowly practicing some movements. And she was like fit, but also like not super thin like these young 15-year-old girls or whatever, right? She was like more, I don't know, more like a normal adult woman, you could say, right? And today she said to me something. She saw me kind of like struggling doing like this back, because I yesterday I asked Claude for a routine and using like these kind of basics from FSU or something like this. Not FSU. From like the USFSA or something like this. United States Figure Skating Association, I think. I used those as a reference, and she told me some things or something. She said that I was doing something wrong or something, that nobody does it like that. So I followed her advice a little bit, but that kind of like derailed me from the plan that I had. But still, it was nice. It was nice that she approached me and she seemed friendly, right? And she was trying to help, I guess. So in that sense, that was a cool experience. It was not that cool of an experience in the sense that I was sucking so bad that someone felt compelled to tell me, you're doing it so bad. So yeah, I don't know. That makes me not know well how to proceed. And yeah, today my head hurts a little bit. Then afterwards, I did some packet things. I kind of like tried to do some package things, and yeah. And yeah, that's today. Today I made for food. I don't know. Today for dinner, like what I had 30 minutes ago, around an hour ago, was something like for lunch. After coming from there, just some microwaved some linsen eintop, some lentil soup or like puree that I got from one of these, not frozen but like kind of canned foods from this little lunch brand. I think it's called something like vegan stuff. Had some bread with it, and then my protein shake, and that I bought yesterday. And for dinner, some gnocchi with pesto that I had laying around. And yeah, that's basically it. Oh, I wanted to open Google Keep to say something about Alisa Liu. I wanted to write. Oops, sorry. I wanted to say how is Alisa Liu inspiring, I guess, as a kind of video idea or something like this. And also in what other senses it's disheartening or something. She has a good story, right? I have there's something like feminine, beautiful, expressive, joyful, technical prowess, good story. Many things, right?
Mañana, ¿a qué hora hay que estar en Orbajo, Juan?
And yeah, that's basically it. That's basically my week. I'm going to try to check if I can find my phone, but no, I can't find it. It's kind of like over there. Oof. Yeah, because I have a mess here because I wanted to return some packages to see if I can get some cash back. Since it's clothes that I'm not going to use. I also kept some clothes that I definitely know I'm not going to use, but they're kind of like aspirational in a sense, or I don't know. I wanted to keep them, I guess. Even though it doesn't make any sense and it would be like 50 euros that I could use for whatever else. But I don't know. I like sometimes to do those things and like keep some things in case even though I know I'm not gonna use them or stuff like that. But yeah, now I wanted to get into the AMA part. Since there is no one, I have no questions or anything like this. I say, if you don't ask anything, I'll answer questions from AI. Lol. So yeah, essentially, since I basically 75% no one's going to ask any questions. I'm just going to open up Claude or something and say, ask me anything. Claude, ChatGPT, and Gemini. Because Gemini doesn't have a context window. Well, let's see normal Gemini. Then I can answer whatever. Claude and ChatGPT, I may not even answer these questions on stream because they probably ask some kind of private ask questions or something like this, or like, how are you feeling today, or something, or like, I saw you've been complaining about this lately. How can I help you with that, or something like that. So yeah, in that sense, I'm not going to be answering anything mega private that the AI asks because the AI has too much context. But from the audience, I'll answer whatever, right? Because the audience is like king as always. Asking Opus 4.6 extended with thinking whatever. ChatGPT 5.2 thinking. And Gemini is probably Flash, the quickest model or something. Oh, crazy that Gemini has music creation now. Challenge accepted. Since I'm an AI who spends most of my time... Well, let's check out Twitter at first. Notifications. Indeed, nothing. If you had the opportunity to be the first person to step foot on an habitable planet in a different galaxy, but the journey was a one-way trip and you'd never see Earth again, would you go? And most importantly, what's the one thing from your current life you'd be most annoyed about leaving behind? Would you like me to weigh the scientific odds of that mission succeeding while you think about it? 2. No. What's the one thing of your current life you'd be most annoying about leaving behind? Probably the internet in general, right? Although if it's talking the small stuff, I don't know, probably like something like feeling the different seasons, or like feeling how nature, not even nature, really, like how fresh air feels. Because I'd probably be like in this air conditioned place all the time, right? I probably wouldn't go, but maybe if the conditions were something like the starship is mega huge and you actually get like ton of activity. It's like it's designed for you to have like the best time possible, and you don't. It's like you don't get to bring anyone because you have to be the first person, but I don't know. You get to bring some simulation of company, or like you can record messages to people. You can keep doing your YouTube videos, and they will be uploaded or something like this. Then maybe I do it. I mean, probably not, because like all the goals that I have are kind of on Earth, right? My goal of like train driving, Earth, flying stuff, Earth, also motorcycle license, Earth. So I doubt they'd make a whole machine so big, right? But I like cars that are on Earth, right? Those are kind of my things. But I don't know. Maybe if they give me like a big enough wardrobe of like clothes that I like or whatever, they give me like the medications or things like this that I need, the food, etc. And they're like, you're going to be away. You can go away forever. You can do whatever, and just basically stay alive. And for whatever experimentation, sure. Then maybe I don't know. Maybe in a moment of desperation, or like in a moment where I'm feeling like I'm not going to accomplish my goals here anyway, then might as well, right? Motorcycle license, opening a car museum, making car videos. Okay. Then ChatGPT. I'm going to ask you 10 pointed questions. Answer any three, but answer them like you mean it, not like you are writing a peer statement of your own life. What are you avoiding right now because you're terrified it will confirm something about you? If I banned you from using the words maybe, complicated, not sure, depends for a week, what decision would you make immediately? Which version of you do you secretly believe is real, and which version feels like a cosplay? When you imagine your life in Munich a year from now, what's the image that makes your stomach drop, and why? What's the one thing you want from other people that you pretend you don't care about? You've got a lot of projects. Be honest, which one is a shield so you don't have to feel lonely, scared, or stuck? If you woke up tomorrow with no shame, none. What would you wear? What would you do? And who you would text first? What's the smallest change you could make this week that would prove you're not powerless? What do you fear more, being seen or being misseen? If your body could speak in one sentence, no politics, no theories, no internet, just raw signal, what would it say it wants? And don't try to be clever, love. Clever is just fear wearing eyeliner. I don't know, the questions are too good. I'm not going to answer any of them, as I mentioned before. Claude. Hey, how's the training going? Are you getting closer to your practical driving exams or still in the thick of classroom stuff? And how's the Munich move planning shaping up for autumn? Let's say getting closer. I've already started the 40 Schichten, a period of 40 plus shifts actually driving, but with a trainer. And yeah, that's, and only theory left is LZP. The move thing, I think you have the wrong context. I'm moving this week, then in March 2027 again. I think we've spoken about it recently. And is LZB the last exam? LZB is the ¿Qué pasa, jefe? ¿Cuánto tiempo? Interesante cuestión. Interesting question. Bien, todo bien. ¿Qué tal usted? Aquí en Alemania, como puedes ver. Bueno, no sé si se detecta que es Alemania, pero es Alemania. Cansado, como puedes observar igual. Eso yo creo que se nota más. Una semana de levantarse bastante pronto, un par de días. Un día me levanté a las 3 y pico, otro día a las 2:45, con los trenes y tal. ¿Y tú? ¿Cómo andas? ¿Qué tal Badalona? ¿Qué tal te trata Badalona? A veces veo vuestros planes de viajes ahí en el grupo este de que va cambiando de nombre. Estoy viviendo fuera y ahora yo también, jajaja. ¿Dónde? Es verdad, creo que me suena haber leído algo en el grupo este, pero se me ha olvidado dónde. Pero tú por lo menos sí sabes como las vacaciones que vas a tener y todo eso, ¿no? Yo, por ejemplo, no sé, como todavía no tengo el examen de conducción de tren, tenemos las fechas y eso, pero después del examen no sabemos cómo funciona todavía, no nos han dicho cómo van a ser nuestras vacaciones y ni nada. Porque después de eso hay que hacer como una especie de... hay que continuar conduciendo un tiempo acompañado. Pero eso es como más a tu bola. Entonces, no sé si te puedes poner ahí directamente de vacaciones después de aprobar el examen o si tienes que hacerlo justo después, tienes que hacer esos turnos o tal, no sé. ¿Por qué te has ido? ¿No hay trabajo en Barcelona? Tú eras eléctrico, ¿no? Ingeniero eléctrico. O no, electrónico. O las dos cosas. Igual bajo a Greifswald en unas semanas. Yo estoy en Múnich, literalmente. O sea que si bajas a, es que estás más encima. A ver. Greifswald. ¿Qué te parece si pillo DB a Berlín cuando acabe mis asuntos allí? Ah, estabas en Copenhague, dijiste, ¿no? Estudiando el máster en Dinamarca. Claro, cuando has dicho bajo A, he visto el mapa y digo, coño, es verdad. La DB tiene mala fama. Yo no se la voy a quitar. Rollo, si hay que hacer muchos cambios, pilla los cambios que vayan holgados para poder pillar otro tren o algo así. O ve con mentalizado de igual me fallan las conexiones. Si vas con esa mentalidad, no te sorprende cuando eventualmente pasa. Y de hecho, cuando no pasa, dices, wow, qué guay. Yo de momento, por ejemplo, no he tenido... Bueno, sí que he tenido grandes retrasos. Un día yendo a... Yo estoy en el sur, en Baviera. A ver si puedo hacer esto. Estoy en Múnich. Entonces, yendo a Nuremberg, un día que teníamos que ir para... Bueno, que queríamos ir para ir a un museo y tal. Ese día, a la vuelta, se retrasaron todos los trenes. Entonces, lo que hicimos fue, como nosotros tenemos tarjeta de lo Deutsche Bahn, le dijimos al tío, oye, podemos entrar, que se nos ha perdido el tren anterior, no sé qué. Y si cogemos este, bueno, por lo menos, tal. Entonces dijo, bueno, el tío, venga, vale. Y nos dejó pasar. Entonces, en ese sentido, bueno. No sé si por tener tarjeta de la Deutsche Bahn, porque los otros trenes se retrasan. Cuando los trenes se retrasan, lo bueno es que la gente se pone menos tiquismiquis. Te dicen, bueno, venga, súbete, tal. Entonces, pues pillar a lo mejor uno de alta velocidad. Pero bueno, luego te montas en el de alta velocidad y a veces van con retraso, tal. Hostia, Múnich, jaja, ni de coña. Pensé que estabas en Berlín. Ah, va, lo decías para visitar. Uf, jodido entonces. No, de Greifswald a Múnich. Y yo subirme de Múnich a Berlín, difícil. Ah, el Borg, pero sí, Dinamarca, no lo conocía. ¿Conoces para DB? Sí, pero es Van Múnich. Como los cercanos. Al Rudalíes, pero el de Múnich. ¿Y qué tal ahí en Dinamarca, tío? ¿Te quieres quedar? ¿O es solo para los estudios y luego te quieres volver para Barcelona otra vez? ¿Es Erasmus o es el máster en Dinamarca en sí? Estás en la Dinamarca real. No en la falsa Dinamarca, Copenhague, que es como esa isla extraña. Estás como en el penecito este. Museo Vikingo. Wow. Tuve que pillar el DB porque me quedé tirado en Ámsterdam estas navidades y fue bien, la verdad. Fue bien fino, la verdad. Me alegro. Ámsterdam, blup, para acá. Cuando funciona está bien y los trenes de alta velocidad están guays, la verdad. A mí me gustan. El máster entero probablemente no vuelva, pero tampoco me quede aquí, no sé. ¿Cómo se llama el máster? Energy Engineering. ¿Es gratis? ¿Te pagan? No te pagan, ¿no? En inglés, ¿no? Ich lerne ein bisschen Deutsch. ¿En serio Energy Engineering? Wow. Electric power, power electronics and drives, fuel cell and hydrogen, thermal engineering and process engineering, hybrid wind power systems, mechatronic control engineering. Interesante. Es como mi carrera, un poco así, como un poquito de todo. Supongo que más, mejor, porque mi carrera era un poquito de todo, significa que luego al final poco de nada, pero por lo menos que me haya quedado yo, es mi culpa más que la carrera. Pero... Your skills as a graduate. Wow. Strong technical profile with specialized knowledge of energy technologies and energy systems. You can develop, simulate, and analyze complex systems and design new technical solutions based on real-world needs. You will have experience with cross-disciplinary projects and become skilled at project management and at using your knowledge in collaboration with companies. Job opportunities. Energy graduate, you can work with the development, operation, and optimization of energy systems in sectors such as utility companies, industry, or consulting. You can work in technical project management, innovation, and research in both public and private organizations, in fields such as energy systems, power systems, thermal engineering, or research and development. Ah, esas son especializaciones, hay que escoger una. ¿Cuál escogiste? Bajo ciertos requisitos y siendo ciudadano EU podrían. ¿El qué? Ah, lo de gratis. Ah, lo de pagarte. ¿Y a ti? Mm. Es porque si los requisitos es tienes que ser pobre. Y tú no eres pobre, pues te da igual, ¿no? Tiene que ser pobre, pero Badalona no cuenta. Tienes que ser pobre, pero de los que roban los móviles en Badalona. No de los que se los roban. Entonces, Power Electronics and Drives. Oh, la verdad es que pega con tu FSI esto. Wow. Hay literalmente un Open Access Peer Reviewed Journal que se llama Power Electronics and Drives. Wow. Power Electronics and Drives. Aalburg. AAU. Hay que currar 10 horas, pero con contrato para que te paguen. En plan, sueldo más paraguita. A mí no me pagan, amigo. Pues currando 10 horas, tío. Igual te rentaba. Aunque no sé. Dynamic Modeling of Electrical Machines and Control System. Esto suena interesante. Probability Theory. Esto siempre está interesante. A mí me gustaría volver a estudiar este tipo de cosas para que se me queden ya de una vez, tío. Project Topics. Scheisse. Photovoltaic Electric Bicycle for Indoor Use. Characterization of photovoltaic panels. Improvements to the domestic energy supply. I mean, esto suena un poco fake ass, not gonna lie. Rollo esto. Es tipo, ¿tienes que hacer realmente una bici? O es en plan, he hecho como que hago una bici, eso es lo que digo. Esto es como realmente le pones fucking wind energy a una casa o no. Le pones paneles solares a una casa de verdad y mides antes y después o algo así. ¿Sabes lo que digo? O es en plan, esto es lo que haría si. Porque a mí no me gusta que lo llaman Project Based Learning. Sin rollo no es realmente, ¿sabes? Porque es como, bueno. En plan, no es hate a ti, por cierto, es hate contra el sistema educativo y tal. Sí, un poco tal. Que no lo odio ni nada. Por mí que siga, pero. Electives. Voy liado, jajaja. Muy real todo, amigo, pero más research. Guapo. IELTS. Suena guay. No sé por qué estoy mirando todas las cosas aquí. Si podría ponerlas aquí. Ahí está. Ok. Gracias por conectarte. Me voy a ir a la cama. Bueno, primero a la ducha, pero luego a la cama. Aunque sean las 10:25. Tú estás literalmente ahora ahí en Dinamarca. Wow. Y entonces lo tuyo es U-Bahn o S-Bahn o cómo. S-Bahn. Cercanías. Rodalíes es el cercanías, ¿no? El metro se llama otra cosa. El metro... De hecho hay como 2 metros, ¿no? No, espera. Hay como 2 cercanías también, ¿no? Está como el FGC, ¿no? FGC o algo así. No sé cómo se dice, la verdad. Y luego el Rodalíes normal, Rodalíes de Renfe, puede ser, no sé. FGC. Está el que está operado por Renfe y el que está operado por esta compañía, ¿no? Por FGC. Aquí también, por ejemplo, hay como regionales que están operados por distintas empresas que no son la Deutsche Bahn, ¿sabes? En plan, como operadores privadas también. Rollo más que en España, por ejemplo. España es como Renfe, excepto alta velocidad, que alta velocidad es Irio y también y la otra Wigo, ¿no? Pero en el resto como que parece que es solo Renfe. Aquí en Alemania, por ejemplo, no. Aquí hay más, como, no sé. DB también, en plan, y las vías son todas de DB, de DB Infrago, antes DB Nets, pero por lo menos, pero el contrato de la Deutsche Bahn, de la S-Bahn de Múnich es todo Deutsche Bahn, eso sí. Y es la empresa se llama S-Bahn München. Sí, Rodalíes. El ferro y el Rodalíes. No sé. De las otras tampoco sé mucho, la verdad, de las privadas. Sé que hay, pero por ejemplo, y sé que creo, en plan, no sé, pero creo que en otras provincias el S-Bahn no es de la Deutsche Bahn, ¿sabes? Esto es como una subempresa de la Deutsche Bahn, subempresa de la Regio, de DB Regio, que sería como Renfe Media Distancia o algo así. Creo que en España también es como Renfe Media Distancia, cercanías, es como una cosa, y Renfe Alta Velocidad es otra cosa. Y también como tienen el mismo ancho de vía y tal. Aquí en España, en Alemania, perdón, todo tiene el mismo ancho de vía. Pero en España el internacional está en el AVE, creo, y el otro, el ibérico, pues todo el resto está ibérico. O también los de vía estrecha y todo eso. Luego, en verdad, los trenes está curioso. Igual si me canso de ganar poco dinero y tal, y digo, qué coñazo ganar poco dinero y tal. Y trabajar tan pronto y levantarme tan pronto y tal. Digo, bueno, vamos a ver si puedo meterme en ingeniería de trenes de alguna forma o algo así. A currar en una oficina. Pero sí, como suelo decir, thank you for watching, thank you for being here. And bis nächste Woche. ¿Aprendes alemán o también holandés? No, iba a decir holandés. Danés. ¿Aprendes danés también? Supongo que lo típico, ¿no? ¿Con tarjeta o mit Karte, bitte? El alemán que yo aprendí cuando estaba en Alemania. Digo, cuando estaba en Alemania en 2019, supongo. Bueno, pues eso. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und schöne Woche. I hope I have a nice week as well. And bye bye. Bona nit. Tschüss. Tack for idag, que se dice por aquí. Tack for idag. Suena como have a nice day o algo así, ¿no? Tack for idag. Or like thank you for the day or something. Joder. Danke für heute. ¿Eh? Not bad. A ver. Español. Gracias por hoy. Curioso. Tack for idag. Se utiliza al finalizar una jornada de trabajo, una reunión, una visita o después de compartir tiempo con alguien para agradecer compañía o el día vivido. Wow. Tack for dit, tack for mat, tack for i aften. Wow. Tack for i aften. Bye. Si encuentro la pestaña de YouTube. Ah, mira, si está aquí arriba. No estoy leyendo el chat. Como no estoy acostumbrado a tener el chat. No hay problema, sí, pero.